Hey there, Streakers. It is Monday. That's right, Monday, September 25th. And this is your Streaking Podcast. I'm Jeff Downs, and we're going to be talking today about being uncomfortable today so that you can be comfortable or build the strength to be comfortable tomorrow. Before I do that, remember to download the Streaking app at Google Play or the Apple App Store. Buy the Streaking book at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or anywhere books are sold. You can also download it via Audible. Give us a rating, subscribe to the podcast. Here we go. So what does that mean to be uncomfortable now so that you can be comfortable later on, or uncomfortable, build strength now so you be comfortable later on? Jamie and I were having this conversation, and we were looking at it as we continue to go through our life, considering, let's just say, physical fitness. As you look at your physical fitness, and let's say you have a streak to exercise 3 times a week or to sweat at least once every day, what you're doing is actively, intentionally, deliberately choosing to be a little bit uncomfortable today, building your strength so that tomorrow you can be a little more comfortable as you get older and your joints and muscles wear a little bit differently. I know this intimately because as I've gone through life, I've always been a runner, something that has been with me since high school. As I have run, I've gone up and down through my running seasons, and only over the last 8 years have I gotten really consistent with running every single day. I have noticed a significant difference as I get older in life, as my body ages and as the joints get a little bit more achy, that because I've established early on the running streak, to keep it going now is easier. It's not completely easy, but it's easier because I've built up the strength. And the question is what uncomfortable strength am I building and are you building? The uncomfortable strength that you're building right now is the strength of consecutiveness, of doing what you know you need to do that will allow you to live a more comfortable life or a stronger life. You know, I always hesitate to use the word, and I'm thinking in my brain as I discuss this with you, the word comfortable. Are we ever really going to be comfortable in life? Or is there always going to be some amount of uncomfortableness that will accompany us? And so really what you're doing is choosing what you want to be uncomfortable. Do you want to be uncomfortable being physically fit and exercising? Or do you want to be uncomfortable sitting, being stagnant, and not moving? Both are uncomfortable to some degree or another. The question is which uncomfortableness do you want? What I've found as I work out, as I exercise, as I sweat at least once every day, that uncomfortableness is a lot less than the uncomfortableness of being stagnant. Now you may ask yourself, well, how do you know that? You've been streaking for the last 8 years. Because before that 8 years, I had quite a bit of stagnation. And like a swamp, everything that gathers in a swamp, the bacterial and everything else, is what gathers in my life when I'm stagnant. See if you notice the same thing. See if you notice that when you are stagnant, you actually feel worse and you're physically not as healthy as you could be. Whereas the uncomfortableness of exercise really does give you comfort or strength later on. You know, in another area of life is also in constant continuous learning. If you build up the strength now, which means having a consecutive muscle in place that keeps you reading, learning, understanding, moving forward now, versus not doing those things and later on being uncomfortable or not having the strength to move forward or not having the strength to continue to read, to learn, to grow. This is what Jamie and I have talked about quite a bit and what we decide every single day when we set the streak. Now, the reason why we make it laughably simple is so that the uncomfortableness of choosing to do the streak is not as hard. And actually we were talking a little bit about this as well, as far as when we say law number 1, make it laughably simple. Being laughably simple means it's not difficult to decide to do it. It doesn't mean that it can't get hard later on. And what I mean by that, later on in the day. A lot of times when you have a laughably simple streak in the morning, it becomes ridiculously hard later on in the day, simply for the reason that you wear out physically. You are tired. You've gone through a lot of emotional, intellectual, physical, spiritual things throughout the day, and therefore when you get later on, it gets a lot harder. However, doing it later when it's simple is still better uncomfortableness than to be stagnant and put off being uncomfortable till way later on. In the words of Robert Frost, he says this: in 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned in life. It goes on. If you want your life to go on in positive, uplifting, strengthening ways, then do the uncomfortable thing now. Set a streak in every area of your life. Keep that streak alive. Share it so that other people can join with you and celebrate with you. That way, when you get to this stage in life where it just seems that when you get a pain or a hurt, it now just sticks with you, it doesn't go away, you have the consecutive strength that allows you to keep going, that allows you to keep progressing, to keep improving. That's what it's all about. Hopefully, you've enjoyed this. I know I've enjoyed talking to you. If you have any questions ever, feel free to give me an email at Jeffrey, Jeffery, at thestreakingapp.com. If you want to reach out to Jamie, she's always welcomes your email at Jamie, Jami, at thestreakingapp.com. You can, as I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, download the book at Amazon or at Audible, or I guess it is an ebook as well. And you can order it from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or anywhere books are sold. Take a look at it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully you have a fantastic evening. Until we talk tomorrow, keep streaking.